This guy is clearly, he's passed out right now. How do we know that he is still alive and that he doesn't need Narcan right now?
He's breathing. You see his chest rising, and it's going up and down, and his color's good.
Wow, and how do you guys make your money here, and how do you guys get your products?
Well, that I will let you guys have your imagination on that one.
How long have you been out here on Skid Row for?
Long enough to get caught up in too many problems.
This is not a refugee camp, and it is not a war zone. This is downtown Los Angeles, and you're looking at Skid Row, the most densely populated homeless area in all of America. Crammed into an area smaller than half a square mile are over 4,500 people living on the streets inside tents. That's more than 40 people per block, surviving and some even fiending for the next hit just to stay alive. To put it in perspective, Skid Row has more people per square mile than the entire city of Washington, D.C., and every single one of them are homeless. In this video, I'm walking you through the streets of Skid Row. You'll see the conditions up close and personal as I speak with the people living on these streets and giving you guys an in-depth look as to how this has happened and how it continues to happen in one of the richest cities in America. Now it's time for us to hit the streets of Skid Row, and I'm meeting up with a local by the name of Tommy Tomato to give us an inside look into Skid Row. We're gonna hop in the car right now, and then we're gonna get out of the car and we're gonna go talk to people around here in Skid Row.
They're just waking up this morning, so I think they'll be in good spirits right now.
Awesome, let's hop in the car and we're gonna drive around and we're gonna see what it's like before we get out on the streets. So here on Skid Row, when did this all start happening? About back in the 80s, or has this been kind of recently in these past couple years?
Well, Skid Row's always been here for a long time, since about like the 70s, 80s. But now that they've actually expanded and have more homelessness, so they've actually gone past Skid Row, and you know, they still call it Skid Row, it's just other sections as well.
Look, so right here we have a Bentley, like a $80,000 car right here, and we're right on the outskirts of Skid Row.
Right, these apartments right here for rent are probably about $3,000, $4,000 just for a one bedroom. Newsom, he's been governor for a while and he's been in politics for a long time. He's been trying to do this for 16 years, 17 years, fight homelessness, and he hasn't done anything with it except for spend an exuberant amount of money.
Since Gavin Newsom has been governor of California, over $24 billion has gone unaccounted for that was supposed to go to fighting the homeless crisis. And just recently, LA failed to pass another audit for $2.3 billion that went missing. Some weird things are happening in California, especially when the governor, Gavin Newsom, somehow just bought a $9 million mansion in the Bay Area. Now let's go into the heart of Skid Row. Wow, so yeah, right here, we're in the heart of Skid Row right here. It looks like, look at this, we got people out here like crazy.
Yeah, it's just like an open air, like everyone here kicks it. Like most of the people right here, they're all doing drugs, you know, they're getting their packs ready, you know, buying things and selling things that, you know, they steal or...
So like, look right here, we have a whole entire setup. Look, and people got chairs outside, tables.
Like they're expecting company, you know, they got their own outhouse that the city comes and cleans up. So it's a dangerous job for them too, because they're cleaning up disease, you know, bathrooms, the needles, everything over here is just, it's crazy. Like, oh, you should go down that street, there's a fire on the corner.
So look, they're putting out a fire here. Literally, this is just on the street of LA. There's a huge fire going on. And what could be inside of this fire? Do you think it's just clothes, or do you think it could be?
It's trash, it's clothes, it's their personal possessions. It could be drugs, needles, feces. It could be so many different things that are just going in the air, getting everybody sick. It doesn't smell like a regular fire, like a wood or like a burning building, you know?
Yeah.
It definitely has a lot of chemicals and a lot of things. I mean, look at how they're cooking right there, literally outside, you know? So it's gonna catch on fire, and it sucks because it could catch this place on fire. And then what happens then? Now this business is out of business, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know what could be in there. It just looks so crazy, and if that wasn't there, it wouldn't be on fire, you know? And it's just a lot of funds for them to come and put this out and make sure, you know, people are safe.
Helicopters coming around.
Yeah, helicopters, like...
Yeah, right there, we're literally downtown. You can see the sky rises, and then if you move the camera right here, we're right behind a fire, and the firemen are putting out a fire here on the streets of LA. And there could be literally anything inside that fire. The fumes could be, we could be breathing very toxic fumes of drugs, fentanyl, anything like that.
All types of stuff is in there for sure. I mean, they should be out saving lives, not saving a fire on a street corner at 11 in the morning, you know? It's not right.
How long have you been living here on Skid Row for?
June 28 will be 2 years.
You've been out here for 2 years now. What keeps you here on Skid Row?
Basically, primarily, I can't afford to pay rent somewhere
We're on 4th Street right now. We're about to hop over to 5th Street, over to the heart of Skid Row. Is there anything we need to be careful about?
A lot of the rotten old food that they feed us out here, they really do that to try to kill us. They ain't really trying to help us. Anything that's 3 months out of date, you shouldn't be serving to nobody.
So they're serving you guys expired food out here?
Swear to God, I'm Catholic. We don't believe in swearing. Swear to God, a lot of it.
And why do you think they're giving you guys expired food?
Part of the big plan. I really believe that's part of the big plan.
And what's the big plan?
Well, the big plan is population reduction, and the homeless is one of the first ones they believe that should go. We're like in the way.
So they're giving out this food, and right here you can see the water that's built up, and it's completely brown on the bottom. And our friend Norman that we're walking around with right now, he said a lot of people come and they bring expired food for these people to eat. And while we were walking with this man by the name of Norman, I noticed a group of migrants that had children that were living on the streets here on Skid Row. ¿Ustedes son de Colombia?
Sí, somos colombianos, nos gusta la música.
¿Ya cuánto tiempo ustedes llevan aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Llevo 2 años.
Cuando ustedes vinieron aquí a los Estados Unidos, ¿pensaba que iba a llegar aquí a este punto a vivir aquí en esta calle?
No, pensábamos que iba a ser una vida diferente.
O sea, vinimos a cambiar la vida.
Ajá.
Pensaba que íbamos a cambiar nuestras vidas, no íbamos a estar así como perros, no es como estamos como perros. Porque no somos animales, somos seres humanos. Pero coño, mira a los niños, tenemos los niños aquí, ¿ves? Una criaturita.
So here on Skid Row, we got migrants that came here from Colombia, and there's little kids here and they live inside this tent. I imagine they didn't expect their life to be like this when they crossed over the border. ¿Ustedes pensaban que cuando cruzaron por la frontera eso iba a ser la vida?
No.
No. Y Dylan, ¿te gusta vivir aquí en los Estados Unidos? No. Ya, entonces ustedes pasaron por mucho para llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos,
claro.
Y ahora está viviendo en carpas aquí en uno de los más peligrosos lugares en todo el mundo.
¿Sí?
¿Y tu calidad de vida está mejor aquí que fue allí en Colombia?
En Colombia, estoy 1000 veces mejor en Colombia.
And as I was talking to the migrants from Colombia, a group of non-profit workers that saw me videotaping the expired food they were handing out to the homeless people came and tracked me down, and they started getting a big argument with us over me videotaping the expired food. And just listen to what they had to say. Like, why am I getting in trouble for talking to these people? Why are you guys getting mad at me?
Because you guys are just like trying to find what's wrong with what.
Expired food and trying to just like
Instead of like, hey, it would be great if people donated stuff that wasn't used and was brand new. That would be great. So instead of you guys promoting the charities that are actually trying to help.
Yeah, we're just showing what's going on, and we're talking to people. If you guys want to get mad at us for filming, like, go ahead.
She was asking if your guys' food was expired or not.
That we passed out, those 15 maybe were expired and we left them there because there's no like trash can to put it.
Thomas, so we're just talking to people, and we're talking to people, and then we get a group of nonprofit people. They're trying to make a difference in what they're doing, but they get mad at us for, in our way, doing what we can to help make a difference.
Exactly, and what they're doing too is they're assuming. They're like, don't put the camera in the field. No, we ask permission first and make sure that it's okay if they want to speak on the camera before we actually do that. So the kid that you guys were looking at, she said those aren't even the parents. So I said, so who's the parents of the kid? They're like, well, we don't know. And I said, well, then there's a trafficking issue, And then now when the camera came, they're like, oh, no, it's not a trafficking issue. That's not what we said. 2 seconds ago, the lady just said there's a trafficking issue down here that kid is not belong to them.
Is there a lot of human trafficking and like child trafficking that goes on here in this part of the area?
Ain't no telling what the fuck are doing.
We actually did confront them about the expired food, and she said, well, there's thousands of food, and maybe 15 of those are expired. How do we know that only 15 of them are expired if there's mixed in with the 1,000?
Exactly. They don't know. And primarily, I'm glad she told you that. And I'm glad she refused to give me some food, but more than likely, it was expired anyway. That's some bullshit, man.
And before we dive even deeper into the streets of Skid Row, I want to tell you guys a true story. You see this piece of mail? This is a piece of mail that I do not want to receive. It's from somebody who was not very happy with me. And between this and other sketchy phone calls that I received, it led me to take action to protect the privacy of me and my family, and I started to use a service called Delete Me a few months ago before they were even the sponsor of this video. And did you know that your personal information is being bought and sold online? I'm talking about your emails, your phone numbers, your home address. Anything that's important to you is being bought and sold online, and the worst part is anybody can buy it. And the people that are behind all this are data brokers. They go and find your information on social media, public records, anywhere else where they can possibly find your information, and they then sell that to anybody who wants it. And because because of all of this, that's why I personally use Delete Me. It's a hands-free service that scans these data broker websites and goes out and gets your information removed so that way you can feel safe on the internet. And check this out, I just got my privacy report back from Delete Me, and so far since I've been using Delete Me, they've scanned over 10,000 listings, and they just scanned another 3,000 listings and found my data on 33 broker websites, and they helped remove 33 pieces of information off the internet. And they don't just do it once. The amazing thing about Delete Me is throughout the year, they continue to do checkups on you across the internet to make sure that your name is not popping back up on these websites. If you care about your personal safety, now's the time to act. Go to joindeleteme.com/Shirley and use code Shirley for 20% off. Seriously, you guys, I promise it's worth it. 20% off, use code Shirley and use Delete Me to stay safe on the internet. And now let's go back to the streets of Skid Row. And what keeps people here on the streets of Skid Row?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Drugs and alcohol.
And what drugs are you taking right now?
I don't take any drugs. I just use marijuana.
What drugs are people consuming here on these streets?
Fentanyl, crystal, crack cocaine, anything they can get their hands on.
Or how many friends of yours have died here in this area?
I lost count after about 5 or 6.
What are the most people consuming out here on Skid Row? What kind of drugs are they taking?
All of them. I'm so scared that I might have a friend that used that fentanyl. I'm so scared because they're giving it to anybody, you know.
Do you think this is all planned, or how do you think they stop all this?
Stop it. It's growing. It's not stopping.
It's not stopping.
It's taking over meth.
How many of your friends have died out here?
3.
Okay, we see you got some stuff in your hands. What do you have in your hands today?
Lighter, pusher, pipe.
What kind of drugs are you consuming here on the streets?
Alcohol and crack.
And crack. Is that crack? Is that cocaine, or is it, when you say crack? Are people taking a lot of fentanyl here as well?
Very much. I've lost about 20 friends to fentanyl within the last half a year.
And did those friends know that they were taking fentanyl, or was it just laced with the crack?
Yep, laced.
Did that scare you right now?
It did. I actually had left for about a month, and I went home to my mom for a little while because it was just too much for me.
And now, what brought you back here to Skid Row?
Drugs.
How do you guys make your money out here on the streets?
Well, me personally, I clean. You know, I clean garbage, trash, and I sell dope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a supplement.
And when you sell those drugs to the people, do you feel some sort of responsibility if anything wrong happens?
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty confident in the product that I do sell because the people who I get it from is very conscientious of their product.
Okay.
Because of their clientele. So yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you have a lot of confidence in what you sell. You don't...
Definitely. I stick to the same thing that been working with me for years.
Do you ever have any plans of stop selling, to stop living here on Skid Row?
As of right now, no. Honestly, no. I guess I'm here until they run us out.
A lot of the people here on Skid Row think they are just taking dope or any other substance. However, with the rapid increase of fentanyl, many times it gets laced into these other harmful substances. And fentanyl is so strong, just a sprinkle of it can kill you. I beg you, if you are watching this video, please stay away from fentanyl like it's the Black Plague. It is so deadly and is killing so many people. Please stay away. This guy is clearly, he's passed out right now. How do we know that he is still alive and that he doesn't need Narcan right now?
He's breathing. You see his chest rising and it's going up and down and his color's good. Now if he's blue, he's not responsive, his color's gone, he'd be like a blue, gray, purple color, then you know he's overdosing.
Okay.
So the most important thing is to hit him with Narcan. Doesn't matter how much Narcan you give him. You know, if you got 3 in here, give him all 3 and rescue breaths.
Okay, so what's in here? What's inside this bag?
Okay, so
this Narcan you inject into their nose and it brings them back to life.
Yes, sir, yeah.
While I was talking to the guy about Narcan, my friend Tommy was also talking to another guy in the cart about some other things, and I think you guys are all gonna find this very strange what he received from the people on the cart. We were talking to the people over there in the van, and they're giving out free stuff. They're giving out the Narcan to save people, and then they're also giving out needles. And what's the idea of giving out needles and the rubber bands?
This is so they could do the drugs like without worrying about disease, so everyone gets a clean needle.
That's like, how many needles inside there? There's
27, 10 of them.
There's 10 needles inside of this bag right here.
You get everything, the whole kit. You get the rubber band, you get the alcohol, you get the cotton swabs, but then this is what you actually put it in here and heat this up, and then they give you filtered water.
So they are literally giving the people here on the street what they need to keep doing drugs.
And it's funny because if you notice, like in your hand, you have the Narcan one, right? So they're giving you the drugs, the stuff to do the drugs, right? This, glass pipes, and then they're giving you the stuff to save your life, so you don't die, and then they give it to you every day. And look, I'm not even homeless. I just went up to the guy and said, hey, can I get a Narcan bag and can I get a drug bag? And the guy said, yeah, no questions asked, no, hey, don't do this, or can we get you some help? No, they're just offering you the drug bags to do the drugs. They're not offering you any kind of help or assistance or any kind of detoxing. They're just giving you the materials.
They're giving you the drugs
to do the drugs.
They're giving you the stuff you need to do the drug, and they're giving you the stuff that you need to revive your life after you do the drugs.
Think about how much money this costs for these packs to be given out daily to so many people, when that money could be going to other programs to help them. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, here, kill yourself, save yourself, kill yourself, save yourself. It's a cycle, and it's not fair to them. You know what I mean?
As the day went on, more and more people started to wake up, and more crazy things started to happen. Does this happen every single day?
Yeah, every day. Every day they get so angry and stuff, and whoever the person that did them wrong and stuff like that, they blame everybody else, and they say it's because this, because that. But the same effect not on everybody. So many things happen to so many different people, they gotta take it out on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because they get so many losses.
Watch. She got metal now. She don't pick up. Is that?
I'm not afraid of that.
Alright, we're heading out. Things are getting a little crazy, a little intense. Does this happen on the daily? Watch out. She might slap you.
With her, she'll
I don't know him,
lash
so he
out
can't speak for me.
At everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere she be, you know what I'm saying? But if mother allow her to do that, she'll do it.
She's obviously not well mentally. Do you think it's because of the drugs, or do you think it's mental illness mixed with the drugs?
Well, I think it's the environment down here. You know what I'm saying? By her being so boisterous, you know what I'm saying, she'll draw the wrong kind of attention, and it become predator. She allow predators to come into her life when she have no reason why and knowing them, because she want to be punished because she thinks she did something wrong. I'm not gonna be that person.
Obviously, there's something going on, mental illness, drugs, whatever. This guy, he's just hanging out, and I gotta give the guy credit. He held his cool. You kept your cool.
They call me Moses.
They call you Moses, and why do they call you Moses?
Because I part the Red Sea, and I'm here for a reason, to see why the people said that they're going to deal with the homelessness, and you got more and more people, and the population getting bigger and bigger downtown area and other areas, you know what I'm saying? And they got all these housing, and they're not doing what they say they're doing.
Thomas, so this is just happens here on a daily. This is just
daily.
fights.
Not even daily, minutes, by the hours. Like, just that right there, just that interaction is something mild compared to what really goes on. And especially imagine at nighttime when there's no lights, cops aren't around, all these volunteers aren't here, everybody that's handing out water, everybody's gone, just to leave them to their vices, and causing mayhem. At nighttime, there's a lot more fires, a lot more fights. They even have guns. Homeless people have guns out here that they actually, pull out, shoot people. So it's a lot of violence.
So once it gets dark, all the charities leave, everybody's left off onto their own, and people like that,
Yep.
We're gonna be starting some serious stuff up.
The charities will be gone by 3 o'clock because they want to be out of here before it even gets close to being nighttime.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
just that right there, I mean, that just shows you the mental health and the craziness between two people who don't even really know each other.
Do you feel like people here on Skid Row treat each other like family?
I mean, within reason, and like by family, I feel like Skid Row is a bunch of like outcasts from their own communities, and so like you only really end up here if like you've already burned all of your bridges, like you've already robbed your grandma, your kids, your aunt, your uncle. So like, I mean, it's a family in a sense, like you're not gonna let your neighbor die, but you're also, if they dropped.
Hey, do you need any family products?
No, I don't personally know. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. But if you drop $200 and your grandma's wedding ring, your neighbor's gonna pick it up and be like, "No, I never saw it, but I'll help you look for it." Oh, I bet I saw 2 motherfuckers walking by. So like, I mean, but they're also not gonna let you die. There is a good sense of like community, but there's no loyalty amongst thieves. Period.
And what have you had that has been stolen here?
What haven't I? I mean, I don't even wear the same clothes twice anymore. I just wear them and throw them away, and I make sure I destroy them first. I'm not going to see some bitch wearing a $100 pair of jeans 4 days after I took them off and was worn for 4 days.
Wow, and how do you guys make your money here, and how do you guys get your products?
Well, that I will let you guys have your imagination on that one. Not by selling myself. That sounded terrible, but I'm also not going to admit to crime on camera.
Oh, okay. Are there a lot of people that boost here? A lot of boosting?
I don't know.
And before I left Skid Row, I had to see what it looks like inside of one of these tents. How long did it take for you to make your shelter here?
About a day, maybe. About a day. Yeah.
And can I go inside, check it out?
Yeah, go ahead, check it out. Go ahead. I mean, you know, ain't nothing else you can steal because I ain't got no money.
He set up a closet inside of here, his air mattress right here. It's built up on a platform, and he's got water set up. It ain't much. However, it is completely free to set up a tent here in LA versus paying $3 to $4 grand for an apartment. It really ain't that bad inside there.
No, I mean, I try to keep it cool. You know, like I said, you know, wherever you live, you know, if you make it your home, hey, got to keep it clean, you know.
Inside your tent right here, do you get rats that come in?
Yeah, they come in, but then they go out. Soon as I, you know, because I put this on the floor, that's Pine Sol and bleach.
And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. And don't forget to go to joindeleteme.com/Shirley and use code Shirley for 20% off. This is Nick, and I will see you next video.